Hello, everybody. This is Julissa. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. It is Monday, June 15, 2026, and I'm going to speak to you guys about today the accident that happened. And this happened at a bungee jump location in Brazil. Um, and I don't even know what to call it because there's a lot more information coming out of that place. So this past weekend, there has been a viral video about this woman, young woman, I believe she was 21 years old, who went bungee jumping in Brazil on vacation, and apparently the attendants at that place forgot to attach the harness to her body, and she lost her life after she was thrown off the bridge. So I'm gonna give you a trigger warning. I'm not gonna show you the video. It's not my video, but what I'm gonna talk to you guys about can be very triggering to a lot of people, very sensitive. So uh, that's my trigger warning. Before I continue, thank you guys so much. Everybody who has been following me on Spotify, don't forget to do so. Every time you follow JulissaDesigns podcast on Spotify, it helps me as a creator. And also, every time I make a new video, you will get a notification. So I want to thank you guys for that. Also, want to thank everybody who's subscribing and watching on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for doing that. I remember when I first started YouTube, I used to make I didn't know if I wanted to do just fashion or I wanted to do news or like testimonies and things like that. And I was like, I'll just do everything, and it's just, I don't like having like divisions, like when it comes to like, okay, do this for this part or do the other for this only. The same thing with my social media. I like to just keep it um, all in one because one, I'm the only one working on everything, so it's a lot of work to kind of separate it. Maybe in the future I'll be able to do so. I don't know. Right now I cannot. And you can see um, the only thing actually that I do have separate is the Facebook page. I have one for my brand and then another one for the content that I create. So you can go ahead and follow me there. I'm going to put it here on the bottom so you guys can see where you can find me. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm so happy that YouTube is growing. Thanks be to God for that. So thank you guys for that. Don't forget to follow me and share. It helps me also as a creator. And also, I wanted to say I am offering subscriptions through Patreon. The link is always on every video that I make. You're able to, if you're able to help, you can subscribe there so you can see different contents that I create content, and I also post there kind of like articles and things like that on Patreon. In the future, I am planning on putting just everything that I might have subscribe on the podcast. I might move it over to Patreon just to keep it kind of like separated. Thank you guys so much for your support. So yeah, over the weekend, sad news though. I mean, I always when I seen this thing that people have about bungee jumping, this adrenaline rush that people love to get. You know, we get to choose what we want to do, right? But I always wonder, like, why people, why somebody in their right mind will do that, and it has been so common. It's such an a sport, I think, for some people. Some people are pro at it, and they do competitions about it. People go overseas to, like their main goal is to bungee jump. One day they want to do all of that, and it's been very popular for so many years, right? But to see the video that became viral of this 21-year-old who went to Brazil on vacation, and she has three attendants, not just one with her, right? She has three attendants, basically, holding her and basically moving her over and basically just throwing her over the edge of the bridge. And none of those three people, not even the people recording, not even whoever she was there with her, um, but they were not able to notice that, wait, she has no harness attached to her. So it's just very crazy that something like that actually happened. I mean, I have seen people do bungee jumping like on a TV show I used to watch a lot. It's called The Amazing Race, and you will see them do challenges like that. And there's always somebody, telling them the risk. There's always, I remember seeing, when you see somebody going to do that, there's always that instructor that is basically informing, right? It's almost like when they jump off on a parachute of a plane. There's always that person telling the rider, I guess you can say, the person who's about to jump, on their ear, kind of giving them information and things like this. It's always that person. You see them taking their time to say, you're going to do this, this is what we're going to do, we're going to count to 3, we're going to do this and the other. I wonder what happened here. I wonder why there was, because I guess in that moment where there's a lot of talking, a lot of uh, things being spoken to the person before they actually get to do it, that's a moment for them to realize, okay, everything's tied up on her. She's ready to go. And you see them kind of buckle her people up. The videos that I've seen before of other shows, you see them kind of buckle people up, making sure it's fitting right and things like that. And I cannot believe that 3 people missed that part. The most important thing, right? How can you miss that? How can you grab somebody, 2 people grabbing her by her feet and one by her arms, and none of those 2 people, even at that last moment, none of them say, wait a second, what is her harness? What is the cord? We don't see it. Something is so off about this, and it's just so sad that she lost her life, right? And she had posted, I'm gonna give her name and all of that. She had posted earlier that day on Instagram, kind of like a saying, post that she made, her last post on Instagram. She said, who kind of like, who did I believe that it's good to go off and jump off, this bridge or something, kind of like saying that what she was about to do. But remember, she was gonna go bungee jumping. So it's just very sad overall, and it's complete negligence. I cannot believe nobody noticed anything. I mean, I understand these days people are so distracted, um, but when you have the life of somebody in your hands, you need to be like, I don't understand how people are living their lives now. That, one thing is for one person to be like, oh my goodness, he's like the one that's been doing this job the longest. And look, he was about to just continue with this whole thing and she doesn't even have the thing attached. All 3 of them missed that. That's very odd, and it's very crazy that actually happened. So let me see here. A 21-year-old woman died on this past Saturday, after being thrown on a bungee jump in Limeria in the interior of Sao Paulo. A witness told the military police that employees of responsible company forgot the ropes of the equipment to the client, throwing her off the Escalero Bridge over there in Brazil. Viral too. I don't recommend people to watch it. I'm gonna see if I can put just a photo so you can see like how she didn't have any core, and you see them right after they continue with the whole thing. I don't want to say like throw her out, but that's basically what happened. You can see that the core is laying on the floor there. It's so insane to me that this actually happened. Like I said, I've seen people getting prepped up, right? That's the word that I was looking for. When you watch the show, you see it on TV. Like I said, Amazing Race, any competition show, you see when the people are about to do this, right? And they get an instructor in their ear, basically telling them exactly what's about to happen, how they're feeling. They even ask them how they're feeling. You're just still going. Are you okay going to do this still? And then in that moment, all this prep talk that they do to these people, they check it, making sure everything is where it's supposed to be, like the harness is fitting right and things like that. I feel like we need to see like 5 minutes before it actually happened to kind of see what happened here, because it has a lot to do with that. It has a lot to do with distraction too, right? I wonder what happened like 5 minutes before that. The video that became viral only shows you like after, basically 2 seconds before, well, I'm gonna say maybe 10 seconds before it happens. I wonder what happened before. Not to blame anybody, but I wonder, not to blame anybody, right? We obviously know who is responsible here, the three attendants, right? But was there like a master attendant that was there, maybe doing a lot of this and not a lot of, um, I'm trying to think. I want to see the 5 minutes before that video, just because I think it's going to open a lot of information, right, for everybody to know what happened like 5 minutes before, meaning like who was like in charge, right? Was there, did they came from break or something? And they thought, well, somebody was just talking to her. We saw them talking to her. He probably checked everything and so she's ready to go, right? Or what caused a distraction that all three employees, none of them were able to say, wait a second, she's not attached to anything. She doesn't have the proper equipment. We can't do this right now. She's not ready yet. She's not ready to go yet. Maria Eduarda Rodriguez, a 21-year-old who aspired to become a physical education teacher, had asked to be launched from the bridge airplane style, with two instructors hosting her above the shoulders as she spread out her arms. The video of the Saturday incident circulating online shows the two men hoist the woman above their heads and launch her over Skeleton Bridge in the interior of Sao Paulo State, while onlookers realize there is no safety mechanism attached to her. And somebody actually say, guys, the core, and you can hear that when they say that. Like, guys, the core, she's not attached to the bungee jump core. The Sao Paulo Secretary of Public Security said three instructors, a 27-year-old man, a 32-year-old man, and a 42-year-old man, have been arrested and charged with homicide, meaning that they were aware of the risk of death but still proceeded. They were arrested with homicide dolus eventualis. They do not remember whether they forgot to attach the rope or who was supposed to do it, or who failed to check, but the fact is that the ropes were not attached to her, police investigators said to the news. Local media identified the victim as Maria Eduarda Rodriguez de Freitas, and she fell 40 meters, 131 feet to her death, and she was buried already on Sunday in Sao Paulo. Shortly before the accident, the Freitas posted an image on the site on Instagram caption. This is what she actually said on that Instagram caption that I was saying earlier. She said, "Who was the crazy person who let me come jump off a bridge?" She put that with a question mark on a photo, her last post on Instagram. They already removed her Instagram. I heard that her Instagram already has been removed, which is very um it's very strange also. Let me just tell you why. Because this is so unexpected, right? Her death was so unexpected for her family. Why wipe out her entire social media already? Right? Because those are like the memories for the family, I would think. But yeah, that also happened. It says here that previous video of the extreme sport at the bridge carried out by Entre Cordas company show participants with thick safety cord around their waist as they launched off. It was a team that was regulated. They didn't have authorization to be there. That's another thing. These people were told already to stop doing that because it is illegal. They didn't have, I believe, they didn't have the permit. So talk about a violation on top of a violation, right? And there's always a warning before something crazy happens. And they didn't listen, and there's a reason why they probably were not allowed to do that. Right, obviously they're not good. We're not talking about 18-year-old who was running, 18-year-old who were running this. We're talking about 40-year-old men who were responsible, and like we don't know who forgot to attach the cord to her. Like this is the mentality now. People are always like, "Oh, that's not my job." Really, I'm just here doing my part. I mean, that's not really my job. That's somebody else. But if you see, when these people say you see something, say something. Or call somebody out and be like, hey, let's stop it. She's not ready yet. It's just crazy. 6 people were questioned by police. The Sao Paulo Secretary of Public Security said it wasn't immediately clear if they were workers or witnesses, and 3 remain in custody. So, excuse me. So I'm assuming those are the 3 that we see in the video. I wonder what happened. Well, they already just said now that everybody will have been questioned. But who was talking so much? The what were they like? When people do this kind of stuff, what I've seen, I never seen it like in person, but I've seen it on TV. You always, like I keep saying myself, you always see that instructor in somebody's ear, telling them step by step what's going to happen. And in that moment, I mean, I think there's a reason for that. That prep talk that they do is so that they also can look at the person and making sure everything is fitting correctly. How can they miss that? How can they not see that? It's just very crazy. So we pray for her family, you guys. It is very sad. Like I said, that's why I wanted to give you a trigger warning. It's very sad what happened. It's crazy, and some people, I wonder what some of the comments are saying, because I know a lot of people do travel to go and do this, and they also do this here in the U.S. Let me just see what some of the comments people might say about this, because it's very tragic. I want to hear from people that actually done this before, because I'm sure people get nervous right before, because a lot of people say, oh yeah, I want to do that one day, I want to do that, and then when they're actually on it and they actually there, they might have second thoughts. And I think that's why they always have that, instructors talking to them, asking them how they're feeling. So somebody said, the first time I bungee jumped, the only thing that worried me was, can the cord actually hold on? I had one of them employees who was my side. He agreed all went well. Now looking up that platform, it doesn't look that high. Then going up the elevator, looking out, thinking it won't be so bad. But this somebody's sharing all of that. Some people say, this is so sad. People need to double check their job and recheck it. There was no need for this. I know the family will sue as their right to do so. I mean, was she like the last person of the day or something? Because that's how people are these days. Just rushing to things. But the thing is, like, you can have 4 jobs if you need to. But when you have somebody's life in your hands, you need to have at least some human decency to do the right thing, do your job correctly, right? It's just very insane that this actually happened. It was their job to check and double check for safety equipment. Exactly. It's almost like because it's almost like you wonder, do they even know exactly what people go there and do? Do they even know the responsibility that they have? It's almost like nobody told them, hey, if something goes wrong here, like, you guys are responsible, right? What I told you guys earlier is that I believe they were also told not to do that. I believe they didn't have the right permit to do that. So now all 3 of them got arrested. I wonder who else in that company will also get arrested. Somebody said they had harness and no ropes. They had the harness on but no ropes, sadly. But even so, it's almost like how can they miss it? Because the crazy thing is, it's not just one person who missed it. It's 3 people that were there with her, right? In those final moments, and all 3 of them, they all completely missed it. That's crazy. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a good day. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day everybody. God bless.